welcomes to Podcast Evolved, your home for Halo. I am your host, Krysta, and with me today is David.
Hello, everybody.
And Oran.
What's up?
And we are live on our Discord server. What's up, everyone? Woo!
Hello, people.
Shout out to the chat.
We have a chat, so if we are answering questions and you don't hear the question and we're just saying things, it's because of the Discord. Blame the Discord. If you are not here in the chat, where are you? What are you doing?
It's the weekend. You should be here.
Yeah, you should be here with us. Why aren't you here? Please, we miss you. We've sent out search parties. We haven't heard from you in a while. We're very worried. Today, we are going to cover Shadows of Reach and the release date for that. Spoilers, it's not delayed. Monster Energy has some Halo stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
And we have some cannon fodders as well. So we've got a good batch of stuffs.
Quite a bit of news.
Way more than I actually thought.
So before we get started, check out our awesome website, halopodcastevolved.com, or just Halo Podcast. You can find us either way. It features all of our shows, which include Mission Debrief, which is rapidly coming to a close, RIP Mission Debrief, which is a deep dive into every Halo games campaign, mission by mission. We also have Halo Book Clubs, which are thorough discussions on the extended lore media like novels, comics, books, and short stories. Our newest show, Builds with Blocks, is centered around the micro action figures and brick-based construction sets of the Halo universe. And we want to give a nice, warm welcome to all of our glorious patrons. If you want to be a patron, it's patreon.com/HaloPodcastEvolved. We offer a variety of exclusive rewards for our patrons, like early episodes and swag. We love you so much, patrons. Thank you so much. You keep the lights on, you keep us motivated, you keep us happy. We wouldn't be here without you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome.
And finally, we encourage you, our listeners, who want more to listen to, that might not be us, but is still on topic, to go over to Audible. Audible has a growing collection of Halo novels all in one place, along with thousands of other novels, podcasts, guided wellness programs, Audible originals, and more. Use the URL audibletrial.com/podcastevolved to learn more and start your free trial today. All right, that is all the housekeeping I have. So that's about all for our show. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Discord, and we'll see you next time.
Round of applause.
Good show, yeah. All right, guys, I want to know what you guys do when you're not here with me, because I have no insight into your daily lives at all other than what you guys post on Facebook and put in our private chats. So what do you guys do?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy and what does he do, yeah.
Go, Oran. What are you doing?
Well, my dad's a pilot.
Ooh, fancy man.
I've been trying to get him to play Microsoft Flight Simulator, and his response is, well, why? Like, I literally flew yesterday. And I'm like, Dad, that's not the point.
What we'll do is, we'll take the plane's cockpit and we'll just replace it with a TV screen, and then he'll just fly the plane in both the game and real life, which could be very dangerous.
Well, he also said that he doesn't want to, he says that flying a plane with a mouse and keyboard just doesn't make sense to him. And so I think what I'll do is for Christmas, I'm going to get him like the throttle and like pedal setup that you can hook up to.
Toss.
I want to try to find one that works for both the PC and the Xbox for when it eventually ports over to the Xbox, because he has like a PC, but it's not like a gaming PC. So the Xbox will probably run the performance better, just because of his setup. If he does play it on the PC front, he'll have it, so then when it eventually comes to Xbox, he'll be able to transfer over. But enough about him.
Real quick, Oran, you know you're doing basically like giving a line chef Overcooked, right?
Yeah.
You cook for a living, now you play a cooking video game. Also, does your dad like the movie Airplane, and is the autopilot really just a blow-up doll? I want to know.
He showed me Airplane when I was a young child, so yes, he is a fan of that. And I'm not sure if the blow-up doll or if autopilot is just a blow-up doll or not. I'll have to ask him that.
Okay.
What you should do is, next time he's flying, you do the same flight in the same plane as him in the game.
You can race him.
He's like, Dad, where are you flying from? And I'll just boot it up on...
You race him there and be like, hey, Dad, I got there 2 hours ahead of you. What are you doing?
Yeah, see, now we're flying together.
There you go.
You can take pictures of, like, your progress as you go and send it to him.
Well, I'll just live stream it.
You can send him the video.
I'll live stream it and then send him the VOD.
You're just talking to your dad the entire time. Hey, Dad, hope you're doing great. I'm over Atlanta.
Man, this weather's terrible, isn't it?
I think we're a little bit off course. How's your flight going, Dad? I like this idea.
So aside from that, though, I tried out Battletoads. Have you guys played that?
No.
It's pretty fun. It's hard. It's pretty challenging. I'm on the normal difficulty. And the enemies they throw at you are pretty tough hitting. So I think I'm almost done with Act 1. There's 4 acts, so I'm enjoying it. I'm excited for the next season of Master Chief Collection because there's gonna be like customization stuff. So I've been playing here and there and getting my seasonal points, and I've been hoarding them. I have like 60, and I'm basically gonna buy. We'll get into it in a little bit later in the news, but I'm basically going to buy everything right when it releases because I play Halo 3 much more than Halo 1 multiplayer, and so the customization options, as well as like the firefight customization options, I feel like I would utilize more, so I decided to just hoard that stuff and get those unlocks, because you can do that.
Nice.
It's kind of what I've been doing. A little bit of that, a little bit of this.
David, who's your daddy and what does he do?
Who is my daddy? My daddy was a prison officer. He was a medical prison officer for 30-odd years. He is retired now for almost 8 years, I think. I think that's what my dad did.
So your dad's a tough guy, eh?
I guess so. Well, yeah.
He's seen some things in his day.
Yeah, not anymore. That's him. He does not game at all, even though I tried to get him into it a few times. Even though he's retired, I'm like, come on, you've got time. You can do this. He's ventured into like... I did get him in a little bit a few years ago with like the CSI games. They're like essentially like point and click kind of one of those things. Those kind of point and click adventure games. Played 1 or 2 of them. Wasn't too impressed, but he likes puzzles. So he did have one of those Nintendo DS's, one kind or another. I can't remember which one. We got him all like the brain training things and he liked the Professor Layton games. So those they're like,
oh my god,
puzzles. He loves them.
Don't get me started about the Professor Layton games.
I'm going to have to look... I don't know if I know this.
They're cool. They're like these weird challenge roomy style games with all different types of puzzles as you play through a story. You don't need to bother with the story.
The stories are actually pretty good for Professor Layton, to be fair. It's almost like a world where puzzles are currency, so you'll just be like in a cafe and they're like, you need to pay for your coffee, here, do this puzzle. And you're like, what?
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's a weird premise, but anyway, what a world. That's pretty much it. I have been gaming at the moment, a lot of actually, dare I say it, PlayStation gaming at the moment.
Shudder.
Oh my god, you almost killed Oran.
Killed Oran, I know. I'm trying to wrap up that console, so I've got about 3 games left on it that I want to play, and then I'm kind of done with it. So I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. It's really, really good. I have Shadow of the Colossus I want to play again, and I have a game called I Am Setsuna, which is like an RPG game from Square, JRPG. It's pretty good. I've started it already. Once I'm done with that, I can put down my PS4 and focus on my Xboxes. I'm playing some Game Passy stuff. I'm playing a game called West of Dead, the twin stick shooter.
Oh, I saw it. I downloaded that one. It looks pretty great.
It's cool. I didn't know it was like a run-based game. I didn't really look that much into it. You know, like if you die, you lose everything, and you have to go back to the start and play the whole game over again. Each level is like obviously procedurally generated and there's slightly different layouts and stuff. It's fun. I don't know why I keep playing it because I don't like these type of games typically, but for some reason I keep going back to it. I'm just like, I'll play it. I'll do a run and see how far I get. I picked up a couple of achievements and now I'm kind of like, shit, maybe I'll just keep going. Other than that, I have played Halo Wars 2 for Mission Debrief. So we have just as of now, finished the main campaign of Mission Debrief, so we're going into the DLC now. It's pretty fucking crazy to think that we're almost done. I keep saying it all the time, but like it is weird thinking that we've been doing the show as long as we have, and now it's kind of coming to an end, and it always had an end, obviously. That's pretty cool. Halo Wars 2, hella fun. I loved it. Other than that, I did a Halo Wars 2 survey that Microsoft sent me.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
What did it ask you? Did you have fun?
Yeah, pretty much like, did you enjoy Halo Wars 2? What modes have you played? It asked me about like what leader powers are overpowered or underpowered. And it asked me one or two other things as well, I think.
Was it like a prompt that was in game, kind of like a message of the day sort of a thing?
No, I got an email.
Maybe you've been just playing it so much.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I was surprised that Krysta or Oran, like if it was looking at current players, would it not have grabbed us? But anyway, I know, it was cool. That's pretty much it. What you be doing, Krystas?
I have been... Well, I finished Halo 1, 2, and 3 on Legendary Solo. I have now played every Halo game Legendary Solo, so now I have uninstalled all Halo games on all systems.
Nice.
Wow.
Not really. But other than that, I've been playing this Game Pass game called Nier Automata, which has been fun and interesting and strange. So it's been good. Other than that, that's about it.
Good game, I heard.
Groovy.
Alright, do we want to roll into the news, which is why we're here in the first place, or do we want to just talk about random stuff still?
So, Halo Infinite's delayed. We've talked about it before. And 2021, just circle November 15th, because it's probably going to be that day, and anything sooner would be a pleasant surprise. I'm just going to put that out there.
November 15th is like a really epic day to release it, though. I mean, come on.
And I feel like if you have your expectation at that day, you won't be disappointed if it comes out then, because I feel like if you're like, oh yeah, it'll come out in March, no problem, and then once April comes around, you're like, oh, sad face.
I hate Halo. 343.
I hate Halo.
Devil.
343 killed Halo. But one of the large talking points that came about the delay of Halo Infinite was about the next Troy Denning book, Halo Shadows of Reach. That had a release date at the end of September. It then got pushed until the end of October, and then there were, questions surrounding whether it be further delayed or not. It has been confirmed by the man himself and Gallery Books that the release date will stay at October 20th.
Also, there's like a super secret secondary story?
So there is a short story attached to it called Sacrifice.
I am not thrilled about these Walmart secret books.
Is it exclusive to Walmart?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Walmart books get this short story called Sacrifice, so there's got to be a international way to get your hands on this.
Well, just go into Walmart and take pictures of all of the pages.
I'll buy it at Walmart and I'll send it to you.
Perfect.
Just scan the pages in so we all have it.
Yeah, there you go. It'll be like a really crappy PDF document.
It'll be fine. You can actually get a scanner on your phone. It'll just scan it right in.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I could do that. I have Dropbox does that pretty well, and I use that for work to scan contracts and stuff.
I'll be like, Oran, what is this strange set of documents you've uploaded to our OneDrive?
Oh, don't mind that.
It's fine.
And then it's like I accidentally send you guys a film contract, and it's like...
I sign it and send it back. I'm like, okay, what do I do?
Where's my money now, Oran?
That was a legal document.
It says here.
I got it notarized and everything.
So yeah, we're super excited about that. Of course, Shadows of Reach will be the next chapter in the linear timeline that kind of leads a few months before the events of Halo Infinite. So everyone's clamoring to find out what it's all about. Expect our book club in the beginning of November if the book comes out in the end of October, but more info on that later. And we're going to roll right on to the next one. So Monster Energy. Who are my monster drinkers out there? Let me know in the chat.
That stuff's mank. My brother's drinking. Could never get into it.
I wish I had a friend I could just pawn off the monsters. Be like, here, I bought monsters, you can have it.
I do a fair amount of driving for work, and so I will have maybe 1 or 2 Red Bulls like a month. But I really try not to make it a habit. just because of the type of drink that it is. But I do enjoy it because of like the long hours here and there. And so when I heard about this, I was like, all right, see you later, Red Bull. Hello, Monster Energy. And so I've actually purchased 2 already, and I kind of have the step-by-step of like my experience for those of you who are kind of confused, because it's a little confusing. It's not like the old days where you buy the can, there's a code underneath the cap, and you punch that code in and you get whatever collectible you're trying to get. This one's pretty convoluted. You have to buy the Monster Energy product, you have to save the receipt that you bought it from, take a picture of the receipt, upload it onto their website after you create an account. Then it will take about 2 or 3 days for them to verify your purchase by looking at your receipt. And based off of the price, not the quantity, but based off the price, you get like a dollar for point ratio. So I spent like $4 on whatever drink that I got, so I got about 400 points worth of points. And once you reach different thresholds, you can redeem your points to then get a code for the ×2 experience multiplier for Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Ah, Jesus.
That seems very convoluted.
You can get 30 minutes or like 2 hours or 5 hours or like 12 hours. And the max you can put on one account is 60. And I think after doing the math that it's best to do $5 for your points per minute sort of a thing. But I don't think I'm going to be drinking, $100 worth of Monster Energy to then get the maxed XP time, but I'll probably just get like $15 worth so then I can get the $5 or the 5 hour ×2 experience code and then just call it a day. But it goes on for 3 months. So I mean, if you're spending $3 on a Monster instead of a coffee once a week or twice a month, then it's I don't know, it's kind of free experience, but you're still paying for it. But in addition to that, though, there are really cool weapon skins that I want to talk about a little bit more specifically with the panel here. We kind of got our first look at what weapon customization is going to be like in Halo 4 and then really in Halo 5. The multiplayer side of things have added weapon skins that you can customize with mainly the starting weapons, kind of the UNSC arsenal. Then there's like the kind of weapon variants that kind of have different unique skins for really all other weapons across the board, that we see in Warzone. Krysta, looking at these weapons for the Monster Energy, they kind of have some green highlights in them. Like, do you kind of like what we see here? Do you like maybe the direction that we're going for the Infinite's customization multiplayer side of things? Like, what are your thoughts about that aspect of this whole promotion?
I want pizza skins on everything.
You want the return of the pizza skin.
The pizza skin must return. Also, the meme cat skin must return as well.
I was a big fan of Boomco, the AR and the pistol, so I would vote for those. David, what about you?
I'm not too bothered with the skins and the stuffs.
Doesn't get you excited?
No, not really. I mean, I didn't really mess with them that much either in any of the other kind of Halo games. Maybe 1 or 2, but I didn't go crazy with trying to unlock a specific one or anything like that. So, looks okay.
Can we have a Craig skin?
Oh, that's probably going to be in there, right?
I could definitely see it. Instead of, maybe in addition to Meme Cat, it's Meme Craig.
Yes. Or it could be like your emblem or something like that, or your nameplate.
They also mentioned in this promotion there are 2 exclusive emblems that you can get, and it kind of gave us a little bit of an insight of what emblems are going to be looking like, and they kind of look like what we had with Halo 5, which I am kind of okay with. I wouldn't mind a mixture of Halo 5 and kind of the new nameplates that we're getting with Master Chief Collection, where they're kind of set designs that are pretty unique and identifiable. I think having the kind of color customizing banner nameplates with the symbols and the iconography and stuff are cool, but I do like these kind of unique, very specific nameplates that they've been pushing out in the last few updates on Master Chief Collection, because it kind of gives you a sense of accomplishment and you can show off a little bit of what you've earned. So I think I'm rocking the skull nameplate where you have to get a Skull Manjaro in Halo Reach's Headhunter game mode. And like I just feel like I'm really somebody online with that nameplate, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do want to see. I would love to see more armor, like armor variants, skins, nameplates that are tied to in-game achievements. And it could be like regular Xbox achievements, or like you did something cool, you got like a triple kill or something like that, and now you can have a triple kill nameplate or something like.
They did that already, though, didn't they? They had some of those things you would unlock through achievements, I think, wouldn't you?
Halo 3, I think, was the only... That Halo 3 and ODST, I think, were the only two games that I think specifically had armor unlocks tied to achievements.
Or like completing the campaign. Like you should get an armor set by completing the campaign.
Like having those types of avenues to unlock armor, I think, are more ways that you can kind of engage the player base, aside from just playing the game, earning XP, and unlocking it. And I have a feeling that what we're getting with our kind of seasons in Master Chief Collection right now is something that they're toying with, and I wouldn't be surprised if the infinite sort of armor scheme is very similar to that setup, since battle passes and season passes are kind of the new trend for long-term games. But if you want to know more specifically about the Monster Energy promotion, go to the website. There's also an article on Xbox Wire that kind of goes into detail. You can see the skins for yourself and a little bit more detail on how to earn them all, but it's a little convoluted just to get bonus experience, but it's interesting nonetheless, and I imagine the only reason that they're doing this is because it was already in motion, but everything's tied to your gamer tag, so if you put the code in now, it'll be there when you play Infinite a year from now.
It's kind of weird. You can tell Microsoft was really set on this release date, because they have all these promotions that they're not halting or anything like that.
Yeah, and it ends at the end of November, and it's like leading up to that, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was more we haven't seen. I mean, we're getting the Walmart sort of short story thing that we've already talked about, which is kind of lame in that regards.
Even the Mega Construct sets. Like, I bought the sword, and it comes with a code for Halo Infinite.
Oh, what does it give you?
I have no clue.
Oh, it doesn't say anything?
I could read it. Here, give me a second.
All right, well, while you're looking at that, I'll start with one of the Waypoint blogs. Halo Waypoint was active this week. We have 3 different articles to kind of share with you guys. We're just going to go through the highlights, but they are quite lengthy, so you can check them out for yourself. The first one is Familiar Facts. It's kind of the traditional community blog. It starts off right from the back, kind of squashing all those leaks and rumors that we even reported on very recently. And we kind of said it was as such, leaks and rumors, and to take with them a grain of salt. Basically, they're saying that they're going to support the platforms that they've already announced, so Windows 10, Series X, Xbox One, and they're holding to their release date in 2021. There was rumors that it was already going to get delayed again to 2022 and all this other kind of nonsense. So just take all these internet things with a grain of salt, guys, and just listen to Halo Twitter. Unishek and Sketch are usually pretty good at saying what needs to be said. There are 2 new members joining the Halo Infinite development team. We have Pierre Heinz, who's the current head of publishing for Master Chief Collection, and so he will be joining the Halo Infinite team as project lead on Infinite's free-to-play experience. So not necessarily multiplayer, they said experience in there, and they're going to utilize his expertise to deliver new content, his robust flighting programs, and substantive updates. And so I imagine this is kind of just similar mindset to what the Halo 5 sustain team was for the whole year to 2 years after launch, where they kept kind of rolling out with multiplayer updates, as well as just the whole quality of life improvements on Master Chief Collection that we've had for the past year since MCC came to PC. So that's very exciting, because I think from that multiplayer free-to-play experience point of view, to really kind of make that experience as kind of tight-knit and fluid as it can be, is really going to help the sort of lifespan and overall engagement players are going to get from that aspect of Halo Infinite. Secondarily, we have a second person joining. Joseph Staten will return to Halo. My oh my, here we are.
The return.
For those of you who do not know who Joseph Staten is, he is an ex-Bungie employee. He left in 2014, and he helped write the foundation of the Halo lore. He wrote all the original Halos and had a lot of creative input into like Halo Reach and ODST. He does voice for the grunts. I don't know if he still does it, but he did all that and did a lot of the grunt lore like pretty much on his own, kind of incorporating that into the lore. And he is the author of Shadows of Intent, which is kind of a short story or a longer short story, but kind of short novel, if you will. Novella, that's the word. Yeah, novella, kind of like Smoke and Shadow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's been with actually Microsoft Game Studios for about 6 years now. He joined and has been kind of a creative development lead, basically helping these games launch. It doesn't seem that he's overly attached to
any one game
development of the game. And the only reason I kind of say that is because it seems that he's going to continue that role here. He just got off of Tell Me Why, that just launched in the Game Pass this kind of great last couple of weeks.
That's a good game, is it?
It's a good game. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot like Life is Strange if you played Life is Strange.
I know it. I didn't play it, but I know the style.
Have you played it all the way through yet?
No, I finished episode 1 and episode 2 just came out this week.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought episode 3 already came out. I guess not. But yeah, so that's another sort of kind of walking simulator game, how I understand it, and has been getting very good reviews. And yeah, Joseph Staten kind of helped push it to the finish line. And it seems that what he has been doing for the last couple of years with games like Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, Recore, Super Lucky's Tale, State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3, Microsoft Flight Simulator. So he has quite a list of these games.
It seems like he just kind of organizes crunch time.
Yeah, I think that could be a way to put it. Or at least organize the development to where they need less crunch and they're able to kind of make their development a little bit more organized to mitigate that. So we expect more from him on that front with Halo Infinite over the next year. But even more so because he does have firsthand experience of shipping a Halo game. He's gone through the crazy trials of CE and Halo 2's kind of rocky launches. And then by Halo 3, I think they're able to kind of smooth things out, at least from the outside looking in from the Bungie era. So we're really excited about that. I have full faith in him, and I don't think him joining the team is anything to raise an alarm about. I don't think he's going to be necessarily fixing anything, but he's just going to be fine-tuning everything that's going on. And I think the quote that I have here is that Joseph Staten will be joining as a project lead for campaign, focused on supporting the campaign team's existing talented creative leaders and ensuring that they have everything that they need to create an awesome Halo game.
That makes sense.
The only other thing in this update that we'll kind of talk about is that there was some details about ODST flighting, some Halo 5 updates, and some Pro Series talk. So if you want to kind of dive more into those aspects of the updates, it's kind of just the general updates that you've been getting now and again, but those are the main headlines from that blog topic. Krysta, before we moved on, did you get that code?
Yeah, it just says game add-on unlockable.
Nice.
I hope it gives you a sword skin that looks like Lego or Mega Bloks.
What if they gave you like a sword graphic to put on your armor?
Ooh, I like that.
Kind of like Emil's face sort of scratched onto his helmet.
Yeah, when the sword went through his face, yeah.
Yeah, when his sword went... Oh boy, too soon. Let's see, next we have an MCC development update. So this has me getting excited a lot, like I said, for kind of what I've been doing week to week in Halo. I've been saving those points up because Halo Master Chief Collection Season 3 Recon will be coming when Halo ODST launches on PC, and we have the update on the console side of things. They didn't give us a release date, but it's more than certain happening this month. With that, there's over 80 new cosmetic items, including weapon skins, visor colors, nameplates, ODST firefight character customizations, and there's going to be 30 sort of unlocks that you can get just by kind of progressing through the kind of season track. And then through other challenges, you're going to be able to unlock some kind of seasonal exclusive gear that won't be carried over, because of course the season's track will carry over, but the challenges do not, and kind of those rewards that are tied to the seasonal challenges you lose. So if you haven't done the ones for this current Season 2, I think it's like some gold weapon skins for CE. You still have some time to finish those. But specifically, you're going to be able to get weapon and visor customization for Halo 3, character variants for ODST Firefight, and they've also talked about Halo 2 Anniversary. Currently, the armor customizations are just like the Halo 4 customizations are in Master Chief Collection, where it's just single armors. You can't mix and match pieces, but with this update, you'll be able to mix and match pieces just like Halo Reach and Halo 3.
Cool.
So more customization for everyone there. And they gave a very, very brief preview for Season 4 that will presumably launch when Halo 4 comes out. New customization items for Halo 3 and for Halo Reach. I don't know why they didn't mention Halo 4, but who knows for that. And then it kind of just goes into just other general quality and life improvements that's going on there. You know, these articles are very, very detailed. And they even have a Q&A with the developer Dana Durpak. Talked about challenges and bringing ODST weapons into Halo 3, which I think is interesting. They kind of dive into that, and that's kind of the shout out I wanted to give. They're going to be bringing like the SMG, or the silenced SMG rather, the Brute Plasma Rifle, and the pistol over to Halo 3's sort of multiplayer sandbox. So it'll be very interesting and weird to have those in the game. And also the battle rifles going to ODST Firefight.
Cool.
A lot of interesting things they're doing there. Then finally, for this week, we have a new cannon fodder. Shout out to our boy, Jeff, Grimbrother 1.
Jeff!
Fan of the show. We miss him dearly. He has episode 108 of Cannon Fodder called Despite Distance. And there's a few things he touches on here. I kind of will think we'll just walk through each of them as they're kind of broken up into. But we have a new character from the Banished. He is a banished Sangheili that goes by the mispronounced name of Jega Rodimne. Is that Rodimne? Is that how you think it's said? What do you guys think?
I think Jeff...
Oh, did he do that?
He posted videos on his Twitter of the correct pronunciation.
Well, I know Jega I'm pretty confident about. Rodimne is kind of what I'm going to go with.
I'm happy with your assessment, Oran.
Oh my god, I need a red sword now, like so bad.
So if you haven't checked this out, go check it out. We have some concept art from Isaac Hannaford. He looks very menacing. Pretty much decked out in black armor with a red energy sword. Very intimidating. And we know that this character joined the Banished, and he is actually the first recruit into what's called the Hand of Atriox. And it sounds like that might be sort of a kind of like a Knights of Ren type of like what do you call it? Group, I guess, but some sort of like high faction within the Banished.
Inner circle.
Yeah, there you go. It's kind of an inner circle. And so he's the first recruit, and Jeff even says he's the first person in Atriox hands that he's like talked about. So there's no doubt more sort of lieutenants and other individuals that are within Atriox's inner circle.
Which, guess what? It means boss battles are returning to Halo finally!
That's my thought exactly as well. And also, I got a quote here that kind of talks about Jega, is that he's one of the several new characters that you will encounter along your way through the Halo Infinite campaign, with each confrontation playing its own part in Chief's continuing journey. So it makes it sound like that we're either going to be confronting him multiple times, or just these individuals within the Hand of Atriox throughout the story. To kind of give it in more recent terms, my sort of train of thought was in Destiny 2's Forsaken DLC, you had to go fight these Scorn bosses. There was like 6 of them.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of got Headhunter vibes from there, to where you kind of had these contracts you had to go out and find and capture and kill these individuals. And so I wonder if we're going to have sort of a similar setup here, where we have to infiltrate and capture and sort of to interrogate or straight up kill some of these foes. David, do you have any other thoughts about this new Sangheili?
I think he looks dope. I like the idea. The armor design is really cool. Obviously, red is the new thing. Everything's about red now because we got banished. So, I mean, that makes sense. I think it's cool. I like the setup. I definitely think I'm getting boss battle vibes 100% of big characters we're going to have to be fighting throughout the game. I think it's pretty cool. Oh, I think it looks great. And they're obviously going to need to create new characters for us to care about and fight against, since we're not going to be going near Atriox, presumably.
Presumably, yes. Another thought that I had that I'll throw over to Krysta, like, do you also see that maybe his Hand of Atriox could be something that they do for, like, post-campaign stuff, since Halo Infinite's going to be an ongoing kind of 10-year plan? I imagine there needs to be something that we kind of continue to do down the line. Can you see something like that happen?
Like the DLC says, hey, this is the new guy you have to kill, and then you get to go on a magical quest to go kill him.
That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty sweet.
I'm thinking Spartan Ops 2.0.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe it'll be interesting.
Yeah, maybe it'll be fun to play this time. One can only hope. But that's a good point, that they take on what they've learned from 4 and 5, and they kind of reinvent the way Spartan Ops worked. I think they could have something very compelling that kind of has this bounty of the week sort of a thing, or bounty of the month, as Halo Infinite continues on. Shout out to Third, Spartan Ops 2, Spartan Oops. Nice joke.
That's nice.
Alright, so the second part of Jeff's Canon Fodder talks about the new armor. So we have Gen 3 Mark 7 Mjolnir armor. It says that creative with input from Dr. Halsey herself, the latest Mark 7 iteration refreshes the Mjolnir technitional architecture with breakthroughs in neural interfaces, shield emitters, fusion power, and armor formulation. The Mark 7 designation refers to the number of prototype platforms that test the ever-evolving Mjolnir Generation 3 standard. The most recent design to bear the name was selected by Dr. Halsey from Materials Group's Keystone Development Program. And there was also another concept art from Isaac Hannaford that accompanied this post. And I think kind of internally we were discussing that this might be what the default multiplayer armor looks like. Is that kind of what we think?
Yeah, it looks generic enough. And I think, isn't the standard that kind of color as well?
Yeah, it seems pretty basic. But my only question is kind of where this armor kind of comes about between Halo 5 and Infinite, and if it's going to be applied to kind of presumably everybody on the Infinity, and kind of how we did multiplayer in Halo 5 with like Warzone and War Games and all that kind of stuff. But I guess that'll kind of be explained later on. Or do we think we might get some of that in Halo Shadows of Reach? Because we also have Chief's new armor, but I don't think it's Mark 7. Am I correct in that, or is that also Mark 7?
I can't remember, if I'm perfectly honest. There's too many marks and numbers and digits.
The armors have gotten so convoluted I can't keep up anymore, unfortunately. It's also, not the most interesting part of the Halo lore, so I'm not very motivated to look into it, but maybe we should. We might need to do a breakdown on Mjolnir armor.
The pseudo in the chat says it's Mark 6, Gen 3.
Yeah, and it's funny, I even had that note later in my notes. I kind of had a brain fart there, but yeah, thank you to Pseudo. So yeah, Chief's armor that we see is a Mark 6 Gen 3. So what this new Mark 7 Gen 3 might be, it's yet to be seen. But it could be interesting if this is a way for them to kind of introduce new armor abilities or Spartan abilities or something like that that can be utilized in a more interesting way. I mean, we do see the grapple hook, but it doesn't really seem like a armor configuration. That seems to be kind of like an equipment attachment that's just on Chief's arm. More to be desired, but no less interesting. So we'll kind of keep an eye as that develops. And then lastly, what I really appreciate from Jeff is that he kind of just summarizes what we know so far about Halo Infinite's campaign. I really like this because it kind of mirrors what we've been talking about on our Road to Infinite series. And so I'm very proud of all of us for kind of getting that up to speed and for the whole release and all that. So here's kind of Jeff's quick sort of notes, and I kind of even condensed them a little further. But here's what we know. Halo Infinite's campaign moves the universe's narrative forward post-Halo 5, and presumably post, I think we have 2 novels after Halo 5, Bad Blood and Legacy of Onyx. So it's after those, and it's even after Shadows of Reach that's coming out. Master Chief fights the Banished on Installation 07, aka Zeta Halo. Escarum commands the local Banished forces, as well as other members of the Banished war machine, such as Jega Romane. So presumably Escharum commands all of the individuals that are in the Hand of Atriox. The pilot still doesn't have a name.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's weird.
I forget what Jeff said, but he still said the pilot, and the voice actor that does the pilot says that he has a name, but they still have not said the name, and I don't know why, because I don't think this person's related to anybody. I feel like he's just a random pilot in the universe that gets attached to Chief, and they have to gallivant around the Halo. Like, do you guys think that he has any significance in his name?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. It's very strange. I'm not sure why they're doing that. Maybe it's like you're not supposed to like name your chickens if you want to eat them because they'll just die. Because you're going to kill them for food later, so you don't want to have an emotional attachment.
Why, you think he's going to die?
I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's where, yeah, I don't know why they haven't given us his name yet. It's kind of building it up bigger than I think it will be. I think whenever it's revealed at this stage, it's probably just going to be, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of always pictured it like that. I mean, like, all right, cool, his name is this, he's cool, he's fun. You know, we get to learn who he is.
His name is Biggest Dickus.
Biggest Dickus.
Biggest Dickus.
I want to shout out to our chat because some of them are posting what they think their names are going to be. So we of course have Brohammer, which Reddit and the rest of the community, Halo community, has adopted. But we also have Brian Vadam. We have Destin Brohammer Echoes.
Dustin Echoes! He survived Installation 04.
If our chat listeners have any other names to put down, let us know. We'll shout it out. And then the last thing that Jeff says, like DeSudo mentioned, we are going to be stepping into Mark 6 Gen 3 armor nearly 6 months after the UNSC met defeat at Zeta Halo. And that about sums it up. And then Jeff also talks about the Sacrifice short story, which we'll learn more about and get to you guys as soon as we can. So, Chips Dubo Jr., and that'd be interesting.
Guilty Spark 2.
Guilty Spark. He's the monitor for Installation 7.
Oh my god.
117649 no, it's 649. That's it. 117649. Heard it here. I tell you, he has to be that monitor has to be in the game. I'm calling it. That's my prediction for next year. Ian, put it on the website.
What color do we think this monitor is going to be?
Ooh, a new color.
Well, we've seen all the colors from some of the cutscenes.
I mean, there's, 7? So, red, blue, green, yellow, orange.
Probably yellow. I'm voting yellow.
Innocent Spark 344. There you go. Well, that's it for the news.
Hey!
If news comes out this frequently, then we might have more news episodes more often just to kind of talk about it all. Because it's interesting stuff.
More news means more live shows! Yay! We're gonna be doing one every day of the week.
Oh, goodness.
Everyone cancel your plans and quit your jobs.
But I'm about to get a job.
Sorry, Oran. Evolve's more important.
Oh, man.
We'll all rent like a small apartment together so we can get by.
So you can share rent?
Yeah, so we can share rent. Cutting costs and all that. We have to live on the Patreon money now.
Move.
Ooh. It's a risky move.
It's a ballsy move, but we can do it, right? Right? Maybe not. Now we have Community Evolved, which is stuff from our Discord server and our Facebook. And we have a wonderful voicemail.
Hey, Podcast Evolved group. I just finished listening to your latest episode, Contact Harvest, and I love that book. It was one of my favorites. I think it was just stupendous. You did a great job of describing, especially the Sergeant Johnson scenes, which those were absolutely my favorite. Build with Blocks, your latest episode, the Halo Infinite reviews. Love those episodes. I just got Master Chief versus Brute Warrior set myself, and I'm having a ton of fun with it. So I'm super excited for your next podcast because I'm going to get the Pelican Inbound for my birthday, which is September 29th. So hopefully I'll be able to listen to the show as I'm putting that together. So that'll be really neat. So keep going and evolve.
Evolve! Thank you so much. I didn't catch his name or her name.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't think they left one.
Okay.
Yes, so thank you, listener,
the secret unknown listener.
Secret unknown listener.
Contact Harvest was a great book club. I was excited to re-record it, so I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was nice to read that one since it was my first time reading it, and I really enjoyed it, like I do most Halo books.
Also, apparently, happy early birthday. Yay, happy birthday!
Happy early birthday, September 29th. Everyone put it in your calendars. Anonymous listener.
Anonymous listener's birthday's on September 29th. Also, we're not the Builds with Blocks guys, but we appreciate any feedback, and we'll get the positive feedback over to the Builds with Blocks guys, and they will love it because they love us, and we keep them captive in a basement full of mega blocks and make them make things. It's pretty great.
Yeah, you just give them the blocks and throw a few dinosaurs in there too. That keeps them occupied.
Yeah, they really like Jurassic Park, so I've just put it on loop on one of the TVs down there. So
it's on Netflix.
Nice.
Every once in a while, I have to go down there, and Netflix asks you if you're still watching. So I have to do that for them, and you can always tell when it stops because they just start screaming and crying. It's been about 300 views so far, so it's pretty great.
It's a thankless job, but thank you, Krysta.
It's no problem. I'm having a great time. Those guys are really nice and kind of crazy. Sometimes I throw food down there for them. Anyway, we're pretty much at the end, guys.
Pretty much.
Anything else? Anything else we want to talk about? Any other interesting tidbits we'd like to speak about?
In terms of the news, I think we covered that, but we have, I think, a little bit of digest.
Yeah, we got some digest. David, we haven't heard from you enough. Will you do the digest for us?
I certainly can. Let me pull it up there now. Evolve Over Infinite. We're in our last month. We did Banished, and this month is The Sentinels. Will be our next recording that we do. We have one more after that, I think. Isn't that right, Oran? And then we're kind of done though for a little while.
Yeah, so because of the delay, we kind of stopped doing 2 a month to just 1 a month, but we don't really know when we're going to keep it up again. But we have Sentinels this month, and then we have one more episode that is yet to be revealed for October. We'll discuss that topic and then go on a little bit of a hiatus and come back in 2021 at some time with a few more episodes and kind of do the same thing and try to, revamp our hype since it kind of got derailed.
It's kind of pittered out just a tiny bit.
Which is a shame because I don't know about you guys, but I think it was really working. Like, I think it was really, hyping it up and learning more about Infinite here and there. And
we were so prepared.
Yes.
Everything was going to happen in such a nice, neat fashion, and then it's gotten completely derailed, and now we don't know what we're doing.
It was like a house of cards.
Just one tweet can just ruin everything, huh?
Gotta hope for some cannon fodders to see what we get.
Yeah, please, Jeff. We need content help.
More content. Our mission debrief is still going ahead, like I said. We just recorded The Last Stand, which is the end of Halo Wars, this central campaign. So we'll be doing Halo Wars 2 next. The DLCs, sorry.
Okay.
Halo Wars 2 DLCs. Our Halo book club, the last one we did it was Dirt, which was a Halo Evolutions short story book about the rookie from ODST. It's pretty cool. By Tobias Buckle, friend of the show. Our next one, we're not 100% sure yet, but probably one of the Evolutions books. We're going to kind of work our way through those short stories. And Build with Blocks is still going ahead like always. Those YouTube and podcasting peoples building their blocks and doing their things.
Those people over there, they're building their blocks. How quaint. How quaint.
So that's pretty much it. That's us.
Alright, so we've made it to the end of the show. Thank you for joining us. You can find every episode of all of our shows on our website, halopodcastevolved.com. Unfortunately, our RSS feed does not keep up with the disgusting amounts of content we make. So if you want to watch older things, and I'm not sure why you would, but if you want to, the website is the place to go. It also features links to our Discord server, Facebook group, Patreon page, Xbox Live Club, and other contact information. If you feel a little cheeky and want to peruse that, there are some great bios on there that we've written a long, long time ago, but are kind of funny. Pro tip there. Also, if you liked the voicemail left by our amazing unknown listener, go ahead and leave us a voicemail about this episode or of our previous episode or about anything Halo related. You can give us a call at 205-EVOLVE. That is 205-386-5833. If you're gonna give us a call, be sure to not say any personal information and also give us your name so we can properly thank you. Anyway, I have been your host, Krysta, and until next time, evolve!
Evolve!